Hello and welcome to DM Diaries with myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, giving you a chance to get behind the new revised 5th Ed DM screen to find out what's going on in my head. For those of you who are wondering, it's a kitten with lycanthropy. Anyway, thank you for coming along on this wonderfully hot New Zealand summer day as I drink my coffee and wear my new hat, which I got, so I thought I'd show it off on the little podcast, vlogcast, whatever you call it. So, things I want to talk about. Basically, we've wrapped up both live stream games for the year, and they come back in January, second week in January, I do believe is what we've got it scheduled for. And so it's been you know a challenge trying to bring them to a satisfying end to the current story arc. The 5 Lords of Violence have been slain. Spoilers, retroactively, and if you're not caught up, and. Yeah, I've actually just been writing for the new story arc. So there's a lot of stuff that's going to be in this video about how I've kind of streamlined my notes and my new style that I'm going for with the DMing. So we'll start with that. We'll start with the notes, because I think this is a great way of running a game and keeping your notes. Just thinking about it, I came up with a new system. So what I've done is all the major cities, forests, jungles, all that kind of stuff is all numbered. And so for a kingdom, a large place, for example, like Tulsavern, that, you know, it's O2, and within it, it's got O2A, O2B. Those are the things within the city, the taverns and such. This way, once I get it all printed out and put into a loose leaf file, if my party goes to that city and says, well, let's explore the eastern districts, what's there? I can be like, eastern districts, O4, turn to that page. And, you know, I'm really going into more detail than I usually do in terms of the world building. I'm really putting a lot. This new story arc, I'm putting everything that I can into it. I really want it to be amazing and you know, better than my last. I want to always be improving. So the detail that I'm going into is description of the place itself. And I do that in a kind of storytelling kind of way, not exactly what I'm going to say, but I certainly try and paint a picture just for myself, so when I'm reading it, I remember to, you know, activate the theatre within the mind. And then I've got the NPCs listed there that they might run into. Then I've got the creatures from the Monster Manual and Volo's Guide that they might run into. And then I've got a list of potential quests. Now, every location in this new system has a couple of potential quests. Because what I'm really trying to get away from is the railroading thing. This new campaign, I want it to be a lot more open world, a lot more sandbox, and a lot less, we've found out there's a big bad guy over there, let's go over there and kill him. Instead, what I'm doing is, there's quests everywhere, so instead the party can go, well, that NPC in the jungle kind of mentioned that there's a place over here, let's go explore that. And once they do, they meet the NPCs, and they figure out the quests that are hidden within. So that's my new system, and I'm actually really excited about it. So basically, everything's numbered, I can just turn to the page, I've got all the information there, still room for improv and stuff, but, you know, it just takes the pressure off as a DM when you know everything around. Basically, also, these guys, little to no railroading is my intention. If they discover a quest line and they think, it's not really doing it for me, they can just move on and find another one. The characters themselves, I think maybe 2 of each party will start the new campaign, the new arc, with a quest in mind. For example, Nicholas from Eyes of Elisia, he's going to be one of the ones that starts with a quest, and the quest is to find an artifact. So some of the PCs will discover their quests for their characters later on, in terms of when they discover what's going on in the world and such. But some of them will start with a personal quest that the party can work towards, and that just gives them a bit of bearing. They can say, well, I'm looking for an artifact, let's go to the city, because, you know, cities are big, there might be, you know, trade there, or I might be able to find out, you know, a bit of information about where this thing is. And then, you know, once that quest is solved, the other players get quests, and they pick up stuff as well. So, I'd also love to just give a thanks to one of my lovely players, Raiko, aka Raymond the Bard, who, oh man, the sweetest thing, bought me Xanatar's Guide the other day for Christmas. Thank you so much, Raymond. I appreciate that. I really, really do. I've been looking at buying this, and I just haven't been able to yet. So now, you know, now I have it, and it's been added to my pile of D&D books, which is just there next to the computer, so whenever, you know, a song's on, I can just kind of crack it open and have a look. Thank you, dude. You're a legend. Point of inspiration for Raiko. So, hey, if other players want inspiration, no, I'm not going to be the Diablo 3 auction house, you know. It's not going to... The day that D&D turns into that, we're all doomed. Any Hootie and the Blowfish. Yeah, so new system, numbered, lots of detail. Now, another thing that I'm really doing here, the new continent, another kind of like hint at the new story arc, they start in a new continent. And just to push myself and to make it a bit more fun for the players, it's a lot larger than the new cast. It's massive, and there's a lot going on. There's also going to be a little bit less fast travel. Initially, when they're discovering the places, with Eyes of Elisia and Black Winter Nights, once they'd been to the castle and the forest and stuff, I let them travel between that fairly quickly, unless there was a story point that needed to happen within that journey. But with this, because it's huge, it's massive, there's going to be a lot less fast travel, so there'll be more sessions where, you know, a lot still happens, but it'll be in the journey as well. Now, something else I wanted to talk about in this is the DM that got me into this, got me into D&D. He's got a very different world to mine, and I really do respect it. I think it's great, and I'm trying to incorporate a couple of elements that I really love from his campaign and bring it into my own. So his stuff is very real and very visceral, and he can make a quest out of almost something that just seems quite simple. For example, he was telling me a story about how these players were waiting in line to get into the castle, and you know there's a whole lot of wagons lined up, and the guards are kind of checking under the carts and poking the bales of hail and stuff. And I just thought, you know, that's something simple. That's a simple encounter, get through the gates. But he turned it into almost a story point and a quest just by throwing in some interesting detail, a bit of danger and stuff. So I'm actually trying to in the new story arc be able to create little moments like that are actually really entertaining, really fun, really challenging, just in the simple kind of encounters. So you might see a bit of that in the new campaign. The NPCs. So I've been asking kind of like people from Black Winter Nights, people from Eyes of Elisia, what did you like out of the last story arc? Out of the last campaign, you know, what did you enjoy? And one of the things that came up, a few times was the NPCs. People just like chilling out in a tavern, talking to some interesting NPCs. So I'm really going hard on creating some really cool NPCs. And I've got one or two. I'm not going to reveal anything more about the NPCs on this podcast, but I've created some cool ones, I think. And again, they just have a number assigned to them. So if at any point they want to have an in-depth conversation with the barmaid, I can flick to that page. And I think that's really just going to help a lot, which is cool. Now, I've now got Volo's Guide. Finally picked that up after wanting it for ages, which means my list of monsters is, you know, cracked wide open. And I love the fact that it's organised by environment in the back as well. There's an option to read them by environment, which is just useful. And another interesting thing is we are introducing a new character. Those of you who watch Eyes of Elisia know that we lost one of those players, and he's back with a brand new character that I'm really excited about. So I can't wait to see how that works. I've already figured out exactly how to tie them in. It just kind of fell into place. It really kind of worked. He said, this is the character that I want to play. I was like, perfect. I know exactly how to put that into the world. So yeah, very, very exciting. What else can I talk about? Essentially, I want to have a couple of keywords behind my DM screen just to remind me about, you know, some of the stuff I want to keep up, which is the descriptions of the places, because I find it's easier to engage in the fantasy if there's a sound and a feel and a look and a, you know, visceral kind of thing. So I need to have a note that just says descriptions, because sometimes I rush over it and I just say, oh, okay, you get there and yeah, you go in, and I'm like trying to get them to the quest or something, and I forget to say, oh yeah, the hearth is lit and the floors are, you know, matured oak, and there's a scent of blackberries in the air, and as the halfling haphazardly carries the plates, a few grapes roll onto the floor, you know, that kind of stuff. Another one is just roleplay. Sorry, I should not be looking at my phone during this. Another thing is just roleplay. Just trying to, more social encounters. Because I like, a lot of players do like that, and so it's another thing that I want to get going. And I've been watching like Hobbit, Lord of the Rings, Game of Thrones a lot, just trying to get inspired for creating NPCs. Now, another thing, I'm going to take this tangent, otherwise it'll disappear. Another thing was, I found Ucast was quite a nice place, like quite a bright, happy kind of place. Even though there was like monsters and stuff going on, there wasn't any like down and dirty kind of taverns, and there wasn't any like really crude NPCs. So, in the new story arc, there will be. It's not going to be all sunshine, rainbows, lollipops, and candy. unicorn backs with rainbow sunsets. Instead, it's going to be, I mean, there will be some nice places, but there's also going to be some places that really test the characters. And, yeah, some off-putting NPCs as well, which is just more realistic. And, yeah, I'm excited for that. So I'll start wrapping it up soon, because I have been talking for a while. But thank you so much, Raymond, for Xanathar's guide. Such a good gift. And, yeah, the new story arc begins January for both campaigns. Now, Eyes of Elisia, I know where they're starting. I know exactly where they're starting. With Black Winter Nights, I may actually roll for it. I may just roll and see where in the world they start. So that's going to be interesting. So I think, actually, what I'm going to do now that, you know, we've been sitting here talking to each other about D&D, me doing most of the talking, but maybe you talk back. I talk back to Matt Mercer when he says things, when I'm watching Critical Role. And I always wink at him. He always goes, "Is it Thursday yet?" and winks, and I wink back like, "Yeah, Matt, you're a legend." What was I saying? So yeah, so I think I'm going to spend the rest of the evening, afternoon, writing for the new campaign. If you see, I wonder if I can. Oh, I can't be bothered bringing it all up. But over on this monitor, where's my mouse? That, I don't know if you can see that. That's a list of all the notepads that are currently open, and those are all the NPCs and cities and stuff. Each one of those is, you know, quite thick with information. So that's me. Thank you guys for joining me on DM Diaries. Remember, check out the rest of our content that we're putting out from here till when the new campaigns start. Because as you guys know, we do Critical Role reviews, we do all that kind of stuff. We're active on Facebook, Twitter, D20 Multiverse, at the D20verse. Check that out. Engage with us, comment on this video, because I'd love to talk to you guys, and if you have any questions, and you ask them down below, 100% I will answer them in the next DM Diaries. I will read every comment individually, because I've got nothing else going on. Thank you guys very much, and look forward to the new story arc, starting in January 2008 on the D20 Multiverse. Please, like and subscribe. Hit that subscribe button now. I'll wait. I'm going to have a sip of coffee while you subscribe. That's good. Okay, well thanks for that. Welcome aboard, and thanks for being part of the D20 Multiverse. Myself, Oliver Dungeon Master, and Jigglypuff. Enjoy your holidays. Merry Christmas, happy holidays, Hanukkah, Azazel, everyone out there. I really hope you enjoy, you know, your break, and I assume it's well earned, well deserved. And play some D&D, because that's what the holidays are for. Love you guys. I don't know why I'm always like clicking and doing. I don't know what's going on there. Love. This is my Slytherin coffee mug. Slytherin.